Yeah. Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card Mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card Mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card Mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card Mar. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. About to raise the bar. Wild card Mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card Mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card Mar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all tuned in to another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Out Edition. Your man, Wildcard Mar, here with the Brody, still NBA champion, Randy Weber. So if you see his face, that means it's Taco Tuesday. And yes, my man is still feeling real good. Hey, I was going to give my man a hard time about his name moniker, but we had the conversation off air. And me and him have come to an understanding that most people just don't know what this feeling feels like. So I am not going to snuff my man Sean on my brother Sean on.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, it's a shame. It's sad. There are some people who cheer for teams that don't win championships. There are Indiana Pacers fans out there that will never know what this feels like. And you know, the pity that I feel for them. You know,
oh man, God damn, man. Hey, Buffalo Bills fans, y'all might get one eventually. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Y'all better hope that Patrick retires soon. But that ain't happening. My man just read up on the contract. So,
Mahomes. Yeah, they had a clear path last year. That's on them now.
Bro, oh my God, oh my goodness. Hey, if I was a Bills fan, I'd have been so irritated with that team. I'm like, bro, there was any time y'all was supposed to do it.
No Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow.
Bro, hey, that's wild, bro. Like, let's really put it in perspective. So, when it wasn't Mahomes that had put Allen out the tournament, it was that one year that Burrow did it, and like he's beaten Lamar in the playoffs. So I don't, and that's not absolutely all Lamar's fault, because last time they met in the playoffs, you know, there was a tight end that kind of coughed up the goods, so that ain't necessarily his fault. But neither here nor there. You know, he's been able to get past Lamar, but it's like, oh, there was nobody in your way. Hey man.
He was in his own way. He was carrying the ball like a loaf of bread and turned it over.
Oh,
the four turnovers, 3 of which were his own fault. That was all him.
Oh, and please miss me with that. All them people that keep talking like, oh my gosh, he did such a miraculous job to get back in the game. Well, damn it, he had to. He was the one that put him behind that hole. Like what?
Yeah. That's true. And I mean, to be fair, yeah, he put up a lot of points against a really good defense. But if you take one of those turnovers away, that's probably the game.
Hey, I tried to explain that to people. I'm like, when 3 of those turnovers are directly your fault, like that's 3 too many, bro. Like,
yeah,
come on now. We gotta call a spade a spade. But neither here nor there. Look. Let's get this out the way, because I know we're kind of here talking a little with football right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, in other sports news, pretty much, Terrion Arnold got to be one of the most dumbest motherfuckers I didn't ever heard of in the history of sports. I don't know. I don't.
It's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. Like you make millions now. Like why? Like why? Especially a financial crime, especially something like robbery. Like bro, you don't need that money. Like what are you doing?
So Randy, that's what really fucked me up. Is these aren't just like any old charges. This is felony robbery and kidnapping charges. And obviously, we know about your expertise when it comes to the legal field. So if there's anything you want to enlighten on that, by all means do. If not, it is what it is. I'm just saying, like, I'm with you. Only people that commit robberies and kidnaps in that type of way, felony, is people who are desperate and people who literally have nothing and they're trying to get something. You have the world at your fingertips, bro. This is what's really bothering me. I'm just like, okay. Like, are you really trying to portray that gangster image that hard? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, it feels kind of similar to like, because if you remember, because I remember when Terrion Arnold was just a prospect, and the light on him was like that interview at the combine with his mom. Like the narrative around was like, this is a really good guy with a good head on his shoulders and all of that stuff. Like he was a very sought after prospect.
Yeah.
And based off of the Lions trading up for him in the first round, did not have that kind of career up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
And now this, and it's like, that is not the Terrion Arnold that I saw in that interview. I mean, obviously, you can love your mom and also be a robber. Like, it's not like there's an inherent contradiction, but he did not come across like this kind of person.
No.
And it's very similar to your point of like trying hard to come off like a gangster. It's kind of similar to someone we're going to be talking about, because that was always the thing with him is like, bro, like why are you doing like why you got the blowy on you, bro? Like we know that you went to like a private school or whatever, right? Like you don't need to do all that.
School, like come on, bro. Like come on, bro.
Yeah, you don't need to do all that.
You live in a house with both parents, and they both real good marriage. Like, come on, relax, bro. Like, hey, look, and it's crazy because I saw that Saban had wrote the judge, I guess they a character witness as a letter of leniency or some shit and whatever. Whatever. I guess Nick Saban has that much clout across the whole world. Anyway, regardless, and I'm only saying that to speak about the of what we were. At least shown of what Terrion Arnold is, because obviously if Saban still is writing that letter of leniency, he still cares for Terrion Arnold because he knows him probably more personal than we ever will, obviously.
Sure.
But to me, that speaks volume that Saban is still writing those letters when this guy is in a real, bad situation that he put himself in. Yeah. So I guess maybe Terrion Arnold is dealing with something that we don't know about. Maybe some depression, some mental things that he's dealing with.
And obviously, as of now, there isn't a formal conviction. So while I have no reason to assume, that he's got set up or anything. We technically don't have a conviction, and that is just important to recognize that we don't know how the case is going to go.
That is true, but
there is a lot of evidence, though,
to bring the charges. Enough evidence to bring the charges. I'm kind of like, hold on,
right? Like we're not the jury. We can kind of step as outsiders and be like, it looks like he did it. Like it looked from the limited information we have at this point, it looks like he did it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. That's it. I probably should retract what I said. He's probably not the dumbest athlete ever in the history of humans, because there's been some numbskulls, but this wasn't smart at all.
No, I mean we just had JPJ, like emotion tantrum himself out of the bag like a couple months ago. Although apparently those charges are being wrapped up. Apparently he's getting out of it and is going to be playing in the NFL. So
Well,
lucky him, very lucky him. Do not do that shit again.
I think he got the benefit of the doubt of he did show immediate remorse, and he was pretty much, he took his lumps, he and just took it as his. But with JPJ, I can raise you crash out, his crash out, and raise you Brandon Ayuk's crash out is one of the most craziest things. I don't know what he's on.
Yeah, no, he also out of the bag, and it wasn't with crimes. It was just not showing up. It's like arguing with them. Weird shit. Very weird shit.
I'm confused. So my thing is how do Brandon Ayuk? How do you go from almost winning a Super Bowl to negotiating? I want the contract, and let's be honest, it was based off of pretty much just 1 year. And what you did, you played your best football at the right time, contract year, and they paid you, and all of a sudden, nothing, to the point that they voided your guarantees.
Yeah,
and which by in mind, which is why I don't know who his. I know he came out and said, "Oh, it was him and my agent was colluding against me or something." But my thing is the agent works for you, and you tell the agent to do what you want.
I guess his claim was that he wasn't doing that, like that he was supposed to, but he wasn't. I don't know, but I mean, either way, then fire him and get a new agent. Like even regardless, you know what to do, right? Like I don't. That feels like a big reach to claim that he's the reason you just no-showed all the time.
Hey, all that money you was flossing, Brandon Ayuk, you better hope it lasts, because they have full control of your contract. They already voided your guarantees. They didn't void your contract. So you can't just sit here and try to guilt shame them into trading you or releasing you. They literally can let you rot on the sideline until that contract expires.
Right.
And you can't do shit.
Right. And I don't know, maybe at a certain point of getting super rich, it goes enough to your head that you are willing to throw it away. And as bad as it is for an Ayuk, at least Ayuk has been making millions for years and has that to fall back on. JPJ and Terrion Arnold just got the bag. Yeah, so screwing themselves out of the bag could set them up very badly. But I just wanted to, because I just confirmed what happened with JPJ's charges. Apparently, he had multiple felony charges, and the felony charges were dropped largely because the complainant, the ex-girlfriend, originally filed a petition but withdrew it, which is a very common thing in domestic matters, unfortunately. And so as a result of that, and him willingly going into an intervention program, they reduced it to a misdemeanor, probably because they couldn't prove the felony charges or didn't think they could. And also his willingness to go into the program. And so with all of that, basically he's incredibly lucky, because those could have been very bad, but it is unfortunately very common in domestic matters for them to withdraw, and it seems like that's a big part of that.
Because I think Ricky probably just like, I just want this shit over with, bro. Like,
yeah, exactly. You're going against an athlete with a huge legal team. Like they're gonna cross-examine you. Like there are a lot of reasons why.
And not to get on my soapbox, I think there's sometimes when it comes to the victims, when it comes to the legal proceedings, obviously like you said, there's a cross-examination. Sometimes it's meant to make the defendant look a certain way, so they're going to try to go after the victim on stand and make them look a certain way, I guess. In a certain picture, and it gets dirty and it gets nasty, and sometimes me personally, I just feel consciously like, damn, man, that is so fucked up that we're trying to paint the victim a certain way to get the defendant. So that's just me. So like, I don't know. I just feel some type of way because my thing is like, yo, there's a victim in this situation. Like, why are we trying to make them look like the bad person? Like,
Right, exactly. It's the defense lawyer doing their job, but it's also it's unfortunate.
Me, dog.
Yeah, it just sucks, right? Exactly, and it's a big reason why a lot of them are just like, you know what, I don't want to deal with all of that. I'd rather just get this person out of my life, whatever. Especially if they're not getting money out of it, you know, it's just to punish them. They probably have mixed feelings on it. It's a very complicated thing, way too deep and dark for our sports podcast.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, in other sports news, have you been keeping up with the World Cup?
A little bit. I'm not gonna say a lot. I know. What is it? I know France is the favorite. Mbappe. Oh my goodness.
Mbappe, yeah, I know.
Mbappe. Is
Like
really
that.
good. Yeah. He's like that.
He's like
I know Messi is
like that.
trying to run it back.
No talk.
Yeah. Ronaldo is in Portugal. I'm very basic stuff. I know the USA team is apparently much better than they've ever been.
Which they have a big game. It's knockout rounds. All right. So if you lose, you got to pack your bags and go home. We're in that point of the World Cup right now. Mexico is putting a whooping to Ecuador 2-0 right now. I got that on the background. They're going crazy. But no, I just was curious because I watch a lot of sports and I enjoy the atmosphere, the overall scene that the soccer fans bring. It's a joy to watch. I'm gonna actually go see it up close in person. I won't get into a game because, like I told you last week, these ticket prices are still getting fucking ridiculous, bro.
Yep.
And now that they're in knockout stage, they're even worse. So, and they're getting closer to the championship, so they're getting worse, bro. So, 2 weeks ago, group stage was 500 in the nosebleeds. Guess what they are as you get closer to the championship? You're talking about 2,000, 3,000 just to sit in the nosebleeds, bro. So I was like, yeah. But no, I'm gonna go to my grandmother's house, and literally, she lives right across the street from where they're having the fan fest for the World Cup here in Kansas City. So me and wife are gonna walk across the street and peek that out real quick, just to say I was there, just check it out. And,
okay.
Cool. Unfortunately, I can't justify paying those prices for those tickets. I just can't. And this is coming from me, where I literally just went to WrestleMania. All right.
Right.
So I'm putting that in perspective that I can't justify paying $500 in the nosebleeds. Like, I gotta specify the nosebleeds. So where I was sitting at WrestleMania, I was on the floor. I was probably like, I can see the sweat off of Randy Orton. Like, I can justify spending that money is because I'm right there at the big WrestleMania stage. And it's a 2-day event. And no, not for one game, all the way up in the nosebleeds for pretty much 2 hours. No, I can't justify that, pimp. Can't justify that. So speaking of wrestling, I know, folks. I know what you're saying. That's not a sport. It's sports entertainment, so it matters to me. Damn it! Shut up. Come on, man. This what we doing? This what we doing, Sami Zayn? This what we doing?
Okay. So, all right. I'll let you go, and then I'll respond.
So here's my thing. Going into Night of Champions, Randy, we're gonna do a quick little Steiner, man. I did think he had to have a 33% chance to win it, obviously, because it's a triple threat. All right. I should have umped it up to 40% because they love Sami Zayn over there in Riyadh. They love him, and I should have took that into account. I should have bumped his percentage to win it up to 50%. It's because he's been the Buffalo Bills of WWE, just losing in championship moments. And just like the Buffalo Bills, at some point, they're going to get over that hump and they're going to get a Super Bowl. Because Josh Allen, he's a Super Bowl caliber winning quarterback. He is. Sami Zayn finally got his Super Bowl. And I'm just like, eventually it was going to happen. I didn't know if they had the balls to pull the trigger because Sammy's been kind of like, ain't nobody been checking for Sammy lately. Well, because his his reaction with the crowd, and you know how we are as wrestling fans, has been so up and down, mixed bag. And you know, a few weeks ago it was totally booing because, especially when his storyline with Trick, they was not going to cheer for him over Trick. And lately, you know, he's been leaning into that last good guy character.
Yeah, like kind of like a tweener.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my day ones. I'm doing this for my day one fans, and they've been kind of showing up at the shows because now the balance of his reaction in the crowd is starting to kind of been more up and down compared to a few weeks ago when he was going against Trick was totally booing. Now it's kind of more mixed. So I didn't take all of that into account going into Night in Champions, and I should have because he was right there in front of me. And I was like, there's a possibility he could win it, but I'm kind of like, I didn't finally land on that they were going to pull the trigger because I'm just like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers love lovable losers. They love underdogs. They do.
Yeah.
And he's the ultimate underdog. He's the ultimate lovable loser. And I should have seen them pulling the trigger on him, giving him the belt. I don't hate it. The only thing that really bothers me is that how long can you hold the belt on him is because lovable losers, underdogs, I can't always see you literally beating the people that you're beating. Because at some point you got to make it look realistic to me. Like, I don't see you defending against Oba and beating Oba Femi. Like that,
nor should he.
Or nor should he, exactly. So like, I don't. It's not believable as fuck to me. Like for him to get the upset over Gunther a couple of years ago at WrestleMania, like it has to be on some storybook shit. And you can't storybook every match with Sammy. It'll get redundant. It'll get old. It'll get corny. So I'm just kind of like, I get it. I understand it. You know, give him respect. 20 years in the game, 10 years here at WWE grinding. Respect. I understand it. I just never been a big fan of lovable losers. I like winners, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've always been a winners guy too, despite the sports teams that I happen to support. although
you seen an NBA championship now, and you've seen at least 2 Super Bowls.
I have, yes. That's true. Within my area, there's a New York team that at least sometimes wins, and then there's one that doesn't ever win, and I choose the ones that at least sometimes win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you've seen some championship shit. So
right, exactly. I could have been a Jets and Nets fan if I was really masochistic, but but okay. So I haven't been, as you may have seen or may know, I have not been watching WWE since Clash in Italy because I was so pissed that Brock Lesnar beat Oba Femi that I basically was like, I'm not watching this shit. Fuck this shit. Like this show is this. I honestly haven't even thought that it's been particularly good for a while. So I kind of just haven't been watching, but I have been keeping up to some degree with what's happening. And I saw that Oba won the King of the Ring, and I saw that Sammy won the title. So that's more or less what I know. And I also he'd already been leaning into the tweener character, so I'm aware that that's still happening. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think eventually Sammy should have won the title.
Yes.
I just think this is a weird time to have him do it.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to put Oba on the rise. He should be winning one of the 2 titles. And I'm about to get on my soapbox about that whole situation. But I'll finish with Sammy first. You're putting the title on him. I don't want him to have some like Big East type WWE championship where they like give it to the fans and then like immediately take it away. And then it's just like, well, like what was the point of doing this? Really, in my opinion, they should have let this like tweener heel cycle run its course.
Yeah.
Eventually turned him face again when the time was right and then had him win it. I think that would have made more sense. I think that would have been the time where the fans would have reacted the way you wanted, because like in Riyadh, people were hype about it. But like once I know that SmackDown taping happened, they're probably like mixed with it. But it's just like, okay, this is the guy you've been building up as the underdog hero who couldn't win the big one for so long. Yeah. People were going crazy for him when he was in the bloodline to win the title, and you have him win now when he's at his least popular. I don't really know if that makes a lot of sense. And also, are you just gonna have Oba beat him? And it's like, okay, well then what was the point of putting the title on him at all, just to not have him beat Cody? I think if anything, then Oba should have just beaten Cody. I feel like that probably means more right now.
Yeah.
But let me get on my soapbox about the Oba situation.
Oh, by all means, because I'm pretty sure you share the same sentiments I do.
Yes. Okay. WrestleMania, they did the Oba Brock match perfectly. They did the Oba Brock feud perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Old guy puts over young guy.
Yep.
It's the most obvious thing in the world, and they did it, and they did a great job. Oba looked like $1 million.
He did.
Why you would then bring back the old guy, the guy who's retiring this year, to have him beat the young guy who you're pushing as this unstoppable monster force? And I get it, like he did sneak attacks, and Oba kicked out of 7 F5s, which is also stupid. Like, yeah, it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, I get that he's supposed to be a monster. Like, it has to be to some degree believable, and like, it made no sense to have him lose at all. You didn't have to have the match anyway, because you had already gotten to the point you needed to do, which was that Oba looked strong against Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther was shoehorned into the Paul Heyman match for a favor from Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
With no other reason for getting involved other than that favor. And he's the guy who retires people.
Mm-hmm.
There was no reason to run back Oba and Brock to have a match with them, because you'd already gotten the point you needed to get with Oba. Gunther was in the perfect position to be the guy to retire Brock, because he's the retire guy and he's owed a favor from Paul Heyman. So instead of that, Paul Heyman's favor turns into getting Gunther on SmackDown to win a WWE championship, which, first of all, why is Paul Heyman able to do that? Second of all, why does Gunther need him to do that? Because we just saw, like, a couple weeks before, Jacob Fatu go from SmackDown to Raw without Paul Heyman to challenge Roman for the world title, seemingly with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So none of that made any sense. And then you have Oba lose in weird fashion and just get the shit kicked out of him by a guy like 20 years older than him, more than 20 years older than him, just to run a third match between the two of them back, which wouldn't have been necessary had you not done that.
Mm.
And now, because Oba, the clean path was just Oba beats Brock, Oba wins King of the Ring, Oba wins the world title at SmackDown. Now, because he's won the King of the Ring,
mm-hmm.
now he has to fight Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And so now he's like, I don't care that much about that world title match, actually. We could wait on that. Something that now they have to make up new rules for how the tournament works to shoehorn an Oba Brock third match that wasn't necessary, because they chose to have Brock beat Oba. And Jey Uso, who lost in that match, is getting the world title match at SummerSlam instead.
Yeah, it makes zero sense. It's just, this is where WWE misses me with the consistency and just the stick with a actual storyline that makes sense, and you got to write it out.
It's so convoluted, and it didn't have to be. Not
at all. Well, here's another thing where I'm just confused on, and don't know, because I think AP, we was on with Ball and Buds and Omar and them before I got on. We're here. We were talking about it too. I get it. Oba's like, I got time to get to a world championship, which he will, because he's a star. He's going to be around. He's going to have his opportunities to get the world title. I guess right now, because the actual work that they did at WrestleMania thought he was going to retire, which I'm kind of mad I was there and they stole that moment away from me, because I thought I was witnessing something like epic, real. But at the same time, I've watched enough wrestling to understand that any and everything can be a work. So I still should have expected that. But regardless, now that we're here, I also just think that they just didn't have anything for Oba. Because let's really think about it. If that was the retirement of Brock Lesnar at that point in time, how do you book somebody that just retired, probably one of the best combat people? You can't just throw them in anything. And the fact that they were throwing them in any and everything, like those open challenges, I'm like, yeah, I ain't got shit for my boy.
Yeah, no, exactly. They should have planned that better. I don't inherently mind the open challenges, but my issue with it was it shouldn't just been jobbers. Like have like the top guys come and step up to Oba and have Oba beat them. I think that would have made it more meaningful.
That's when you fight Jey Uso.
Yeah.
That's when you fight the LA Knights,
Seth Rollins comes out. Yeah, like whatever you want to do, like have those guys be the guys like see something special in Oba, step up, and then Oba beats the crap out of them. I think that would have been a, I guess, better way of handling the open challenges if you didn't have a feud plan.
Yes.
And I also get that they want to retire Brock Lesnar in his hometown, and I think that's fine. If you didn't want to have him retire at WrestleMania, you want to have him retire there, that's fine. It did not have to be Oba to do it. Oba's already beaten him. You could have just the Oba beats Brock at Mania. Oba wins King of the Ring. Oba wins world title. Was such a clear, smooth path that they didn't need to interfere with.
I hear you. But here's my pushback. And here's my only pushback I'm gonna give you on this, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it more believable for Oba to retire him than Gunther?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Brock is old. Brock is old. He's lost a step. He has a bad stomach. Like, we've already seen Oba beat him, so I don't know if is it more believable for Oba to beat Brock twice and also lose to him once versus Oba beating him once and then Gunther beating him once? I don't know. I mean, and I think WWE has beaten Brock too often. For instance, I don't think he should have ever lost to Seth Rollins, let alone twice. I think there were cases where he lost to people he shouldn't have lost to, and that did undermine how valuable it is to beat him. But I mean, like, Gunther's a big badass monster in his own right. I think beating somebody like 10 something years his senior is relatively believable, especially given the way they've presented Gunther up to this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I'm a Gunther fan, so I only propose that question is because if I'm looking at it from a visual standpoint, I'm going to go with Oba over, Gunther 10 times out of 10. But if you're talking about actual wrestler character, full thing, I'm with you. I could go either one. Because it fits the mode of Gunther doing it. He's been having that moniker. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about the legend killer, that moniker that went with Randy Orton, the career killer has been the moniker over the last year and a half for Gunther. And
the storyline path also just made more sense for those directions. Gunther retires Brock. Oba is done with Brock after Mania and then goes and wins the world title. Those pathways were just the most well set up pathways, and instead they did this convoluted mess.
What it is, Randy, which has always kind of been my biggest gripe about the whole business in wrestling in general, sometimes it's okay to take the layup.
Yeah.
Because the layup was right there, just like how you pointed it out. It was literally right there with a pathway to let Oba do what he did, go on about his business, and Gunther continued being the career killer that he has been. And you still got Brock gone out at SummerSlam.
Who was given a mysterious favor by Paul Heyman? Like, how much more well set up could that have been?
Regardless. But anyway, let's get to the gusto of what we're really here for, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I know we've had conversations, and for those who don't know, I am a Lakers fan, all right? And I've already felt how I've already expressed how I felt about having LeBron on the team, blase. But the last time we had talked, I had said that LeBron has deserved the right to do whatever he wants to do, deservedly so. And I hope that he would come back to the Lakers, just because I'm sitting here looking at a lot of movement going on in the NBA, and a lot of names that are getting moved. Some high profile names are getting moved. and none of them are going to LA. And with LeBron being a free agent, he gets that opportunity to choose where he wants to go, and he made it clear that he was not coming back. I think I was watching something. Windhurst had said, "Yeah, he's not responding to the calls," and that should have been a red flag to all the Lakers front office. What do you mean he ain't got time for us? Because here's the thing: when you knew that his contract was expiring, you knew that going into the season, and you should have already had a plan of how do we recruit this guy back from right then and there. Or if you was real serious about having LeBron back, you don't even let him get to free agency. Just saying. Because if you look at all these names, they're finding spots to land, and none of them are landing in LA. I'm just looking at, all right, so the musical chairs are drying up. What other big names are we going to get to come to LA? So I'm looking at the construction of the team. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's 42, but the guy was still very important to what the hell we had operating down here. So now that that's missing, okay, you give Austin Reeves the contract extension, which I was still baffled at. I'm like, that's a lot of money for an okay guy, but neither here nor there. Not me. Hey, look. But I'm just like, LeBron was still one of the better options to have on your team, because I'm just looking at the construction of the roster. I'm like, I'll be lucky if we compete for a damn playing spot next year the way it is constructed right now. Because I can't count on Luka to lead the team, because the way this Lakers team is not built the way he took that Mavericks team to the finals. This ain't the same type of shindig. It ain't the
right.
Same.
Yeah,
So
it would require a lot from him.
Man, he would have to literally damn near average 50 points a game. So I'm just looking at the construction of the team. That's why I would have preferred that he came back. Now, I don't know where he lands. Obviously, everything's pointing towards Golden State, not only because he's always showed the desire he wants to play with Steph. Then you look at the way that Golden State is operating. They're moving some money around, so they're trying to find space. So obviously, a lot of things are pointing towards Golden State. I'm just of the mindset of, okay, LeBron, Golden State. I mean, we're doing what is this? The final ride with the OGs of your sports class, I guess.
Yeah. And
is this what this is?
Yeah. No, he's going to the Golden State Club of Wayward Seniors, and he's. I personally, from a basketball standpoint, I love it. I would love to see LeBron and Steph and Draymond and AD if that ends up happening.
I don't think they get AD, man.
Well, so Washington is insane. If they're holding him, apparently they don't want to trade him, which is batshit insane. If they're willing to give you anything for him,
yeah, because I ain't winning no championship no time soon.
No, you're not winning a championship anytime soon. You're building a young core with AJ and Sar. You're not there. The idea that Anthony Davis is going to do anything for you, he may not even play for you.
Yeah.
And you should be trying to move to build a young core to develop. It makes no sense. I mean, they're also the team that just gave Trae Young an extension. The front office is committing malpractice over there. It's ridiculous. And trade AD, please. If they're trying to put together this fucking bingo club of basketball players together, and they're willing to give you something for it, take it.
Hey, not only that, we also got to put this aspect into it. There's a lot of clutch sports draped all over all this whole scene right here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not, even though I don't think they're going to be willing to do it, to move off of AD, Washington, that is, this whole clutch sports little draped all over this whole scenario, I can still see them caving in and trading AD.
Yeah,
I can still see it.
If they're smart, they'll do it. I think it would be absolutely insane to not trade him. But So okay, like whether AD goes or not, but like I would still love to see LeBron, Steph, Draymond, and AD all play together. I think
No,
that would be
I
from
think
a basketball standpoint. I think that would be very fun. Would they be the favorites
no,
to
no.
win the title? No. Would they be the favorites to beat OKC, the Spurs, even the Timberwolves? No. But could they make a meaningful playoff run? I mean, two of those guys are still great.
Hold on, Jimmy Butler's still on that roster too.
True, that's true. Yes, Jimmy Butler. So you have LeBron, you have Steph, you have Jimmy Butler, you have Draymond, you have AD. LeBron is still playing at a borderline all-star level. He literally carried y'all to the second round of the playoffs when Luka and AR were out. Steph is still playing like an elite player who just basically has no help. Draymond was in the depoy conversation only one season prior. If AD can be healthy, if Jimmy Butler just brought his team to the finals only a few years ago, and he's still a very good player at this point. If AD can stay healthy, he can be a depoy caliber player in his own right. It's a big if, but you could get to the second round of the playoffs with a team like that. I don't see why you necessarily that's completely out of the cards. And it would just be so much fun to watch, and they'd make so much money, and then everyone can retire together on the team, and then the team can have lottery picks for the next 5 to 10 years.
That's crazy. I think it'll be a competitive roster. Obviously, a lot of that depends on health, durability.
Yeah.
Because even Steph have shown lately that he's not incapable of defeating Father Time. Everybody's been getting got on that roster. Draymond, Jimmy, Steph, LeBron has he's not on the roster yet, but he's not playing 82 games a year. We know about AD. So it's all about endurance, durability, and all that shit. If that comes together. Now, if you're talking about just pure basketball IQ, man, 10 years ago, this is probably a fully loaded 2K squad. It is.
Yeah.
But I mean, we seen something like this similar a couple of years ago or last year with the Clippers, not to this extent, where they kind of had some names on their roster that had some sizzle at one point in their career, might still have a little left. But it was all about endurance and durability, and they couldn't do it, so they had to break it up.
And they had a really slow start, but a lot of that was because Kawhi was hurt. He came back and he individually played very well, but the team around him just wasn't there.
So they had to break it up, and then obviously we'll talk about that. The last piece they just moved today. So the Clippers have now hit the reset button again. But look, LeBron, I just thought he was always the fact that he was quote unquote too busy to respond back to the Lakers. You knew what that was, and I don't know why they tried to act like, oh my gosh, we still got no. You don't want to play for you, bro.
Right. And here's the thing, because I've been on the wagon of the Warriors should have tried to trade Steph at some point. That may not make sense now if they're bringing in LeBron and everybody, but prior to this being on the table, I was dead set the Warriors need to trade Steph instead of just letting him retire and leaving him with nothing. It makes no business sense at all to do that. I think the Lakers should have tried to do the same thing. I think the fact that he's just walking away and leaving them with nothing is their own fault. When they had him on the roster, yes, he's 41, so he will not bring in the trade value that he would have 10 years ago. But it's LeBron James still playing at an borderline all-star level. The tickets he will sell, the merch he will sell, you will get pieces for him. And the fact that they just sat on it is bad business. And now he's just walking away. They get nothing out of it.
Nothing.
They could have tried to sign and trade, but at this point, it's probably too late.
It's too late.
Yeah. So the Warriors are going to get him. And then I don't know what you do as the Warriors if they don't win a title in their first year, because if they don't, then now you're looking at an old as hell roster, and they're all going to retire, leave you with nothing.
Oh no, that's an automatic implosion. If they don't win the finals, you got to just go ahead and just call it is what it is. We gave it a shot.
Yeah, just try to trade everybody.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, or you could just do the super tank and just I guess we're just getting lottery picks for the next 5 to 8 years, because our entire starting roster retired on the same day.
Well, here's my biggest thing now that LeBron's a free agent is, what do you pay him? Because I mean, he still is LeBron James, still playing at a like you said, at least an all-star caliber level. So like,
I'm not paying him above 50. I don't think LeBron would sign for less than that, but if he won't, then goodbye. Like, negotiation over. I don't care, bro. I may have you for a single year.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Like, that's just it makes no sense. And I have to build a team around you. Steph is already the most expensive player in the NBA, and now I'm bringing in probably, I think, the second most. And then I have to build a team around you guys. Like you need to be realistic. And LeBron has more than enough money that if he was serious about trying to add to his legacy, he would get the fuck over it. And
okay, so but all right, and obviously we're not counting nobody's pockets. So this conversation, I don't want nobody to misconstrue what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, he's entitled. He has every right to choose the bag over winning, but he has to be aware that that's what he'd be doing.
And that was my biggest point. That's why I love you, Randy, because my thing is my guy. If we're calling it a buck, over the last probably five years, I would say as a whole, he's been underpaid. LeBron James, severely underpaid, in my opinion. Because if you see in other cats getting upwards to 70, damn near they're about to start clipping 80 a year. So cats are getting what's the highest paid? I think he's damn near getting 70 something million.
Steph is getting like 60 something. I think it's about 60 mil a year.
So okay, so boom, that's a perfect example. So if Steph is getting 60, we gotta, if we're having that conversation of greatness and impact and meaningful to the NBA, if Steph is getting 60, why isn't LeBron getting 60 still?
No, that's true. Like, if you're his agent, then that's the argument you would make. But if you're LeBron James, you have to decide: do I just want more money, or do I care about adding another ring to my collection potentially,
and that
to compete with MJ?
And that has to take a pay cut.
Yeah, you would have to take a pay cut, because you'd also be bringing in AD, who's expensive. Draymond is. I actually don't know how much Draymond makes.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of things are moving towards him, because he just opted out to move some money.
He just opted out. So he's willing to play ball.
So exactly, he's willing to take the pay cut. Because Draymond's he's all about winning. Yeah. So Draymond has already shown right now in this situation that, hey, I'm willing to take the pay cut. I opt out, and we can move my number around to free up some money.
Fucking Anthony Davis makes $58 million a year.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah. So okay, Jimmy Butler. Let me see how much he makes.
I was gonna say, what's Jimmy making? If he's making
$55 million, like this is it's insane to try to put this together. What's your bench gonna look like? Your bench is all gonna be people making like $100,000 a year.
To be honest, and obviously I'm not an expert on this, I don't even think that how the CBA and all these aprons have been applied, I don't even know if they'll be able to. There would have to be a reworking of AD's contract if they were to make that happen.
They'd have to, and AD would have to. If AD thinks that he's still worth $58 million, he's delusional. Like, he doesn't even play. He's not even on the court most of the time anymore.
Jimmy would have to rework his contract too.
Yeah. They would all have to agree, we want to actually win basketball games. We're all stupid fucking rich. It's okay. Like, we can take like 10 mil off the top each, and then try to give them a chance to build a bench with it.
Randy, I might push it a little bit further.
Yeah.
Steph might have to rework his contract.
Yes, he would have to if he's serious.
If they want this to work, everybody has to be willing to have the Draymond Green attitude and be like, all right, I made enough over the length of my career between NBA and endorsements. If I'm really serious about getting another championship, because if we're being honest, right now, the window of championships for LeBron is closed. The championships for Steph are closed. So in order to open that thing up, you're going to have to open up that wallet and give some back. There's just no, to me, there's no other way around this.
Yeah. No, it's not. You're not a bunch of guys who you're paying like $1 million to. That can't be your bench, especially with the age of all these players. You're going to be using that bench a lot, probably.
You're going to have to.
Yeah. Like they're going to basically, they're like, those guys are going to be like playing like at least like 25 to 30 minutes a game, maybe. Like there's just no way. Like you said, there's no way around it. So
and
I'm the Golden State Warriors, I am taking them all in a room and I'm being like, look, you old motherfuckers. I am not paying you people over 50 million. You will take like 35 million, 40 million max, or get out of my building.
Hey man, it's gonna have to be because like, and I'm also looking at it in this term. If he doesn't land in Golden State, I really don't know where he lands.
Well, there are the two other obvious options. There is Cleveland. He could go back there again
and finish there.
And that would realistically, that makes the most sense in terms of trying to do something. Yeah, obviously, as a Knicks fan, I don't want that. But if you're going to that roster that was already good enough to make the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're adding yourself to it, you could nullify the choking issues as a player with his level of playoff experience and IQ. Nullify the bad juju James Harden brought there.
Yeah, but you already know if LeBron gets on that roster, he'll be GMing and getting James out of there by before trade deadline.
Good. I think that'd be smart. I think he'd be absolutely correct to do that. This is not even me as a James Harden hater. Like you're trying to. It's a playoff. You're trying to win a championship.
I know you're trying to win.
Exactly. And like, do you want two people who are 35 plus on the team? Like, I think it'd be smart for him to do that. But that would make the most sense if he wanted to go to a team that had a chance of winning. Plus, the East there's less serious competition. The biggest team is us, and then after that, it's the Celtics. You would undoubtedly be a top 3 team in the East. They probably already are. You might be able to push ahead of the Celtics, especially if Jaylen Brown leaves. So that would make the most sense. The other one that's possible is joining Giannis and the Miami Heat, his other historical team. Which, like, that would, if he were to win with them, he'd probably get the most credit of the 3 options because they're not a good team now. I mean, Giannis would be the one there. Actually, I take that back. He probably would get the most credit in Golden State because I think he would be the 1 in Golden State. He would be the 2 in Miami.
Whoa. You think that? I think if he goes to Golden State, it just shows that how because I don't think that they can just have the hey, go get it KD attitude if they brought in LeBron. Because when they brought in KD, it was more like, yeah, we're a 73-win team. We won a championship. We're trying to go for more. We brought you in to be over the top to solidify that we're going to win this championship. You adding LeBron is just more like we're trying to find a way to open up our championship window. I think it's different.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, I'm agreeing with that. I think that if he goes to Golden State, because they're not at all a loaded team, they're an actively bad team right now, and he'd be going with a bunch of players who are past their prime, there is a good chance that he will be the one on that team. It would
Okay. I see what you're saying now.
it'd be either him or Steph, but like we've seen them play together, and LeBron was kind of the one when in the Olympic team outside of the last game.
I was about to say, because I've seen Steph say, "Hey man, I'll go ahead and shoot over this double team before I pass it to you, bro." So it's like,
right, but like LeBron would be the best rebounder on the team. Would he be the best passer? Him and Steph are both really good at that. He might be the best passer.
Don't you sleep on Draymond's passing abilities neither.
Also true.
You know what I'm saying? So like we remember, like there was a lot of times that Draymond was really the actual facilitator of that offense a lot of times when Steph and Clay were coming off the screens or the pick and roll. So
yeah, no, you're right. And actually, now that I think about it, rebounding AD might be the best if he's actually there.
If he's there, yeah, and on the court,
he'll be the most well-rounded player on the team. I think he'd be the most well-rounded player, and he would share top scoring responsibilities with Steph. If you were to go to Miami, Giannis is the one. It would be the same way that Luka was the one in LA.
Yes.
If he goes to Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell probably should be the one. I don't know if he would be, but like,
man, the way that motherfucker disappeared in that damn ECF past that game one, I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, if I put LeBron on that roster, that's what's kind of giving me like, I can make an argument that LeBron goes back to being the number one option, even though him at 41, 42 should not be the number one option. But
right,
and Cleveland roster, I'm like, I don't know if he's
not. Yeah, no, that's true. Like, he could justify being the one. Miami's the only one where he really can't. He could.
No, absolutely not. If he's the number one in Miami over Giannis, we got a problem, and y'all better find a coach that can fix this now. And Spo might actually be out of the job.
Right. Yeah. But if he wants to win a ring, his best chances, I think, are pretty clearly in Cleveland. And, his hometown, the first team that he was ever with, he went back to Cleveland to help them win a ring before.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's I think it's probably going to end up being Golden State. Personally, that's the choice I would want because, A, I don't want Cleveland to get better, or any Eastern team to get better, and B, because it would just be so cool seeing LeBron, Steph, Draymond, Butler, and AD all playing together. I think that's just cool. It's just cool. Is it good basketball management? I mean, it's good ticket sales. It's good merchandise sales. Will the long-term team fall off a cliff after that? Yeah, probably. But it'll be cool as hell to watch. And it's also a team he hasn't gone to already. So it'll be a little new in that respect as well. So those are the three options.
I hear that. But we'll see what happens with LeBron in the end. Look, love him or hate the guy, he's deserving to make whatever choice he wants to. But the moment I was hearing reports that he wasn't returning no calls, I'm like, yeah, that breakup is here.
Yeah. And I mean, like, also to give him as much money as he would want to come back, the Lakers would be right to not be offering that. So
yeah,
unless you were doing a sign and trade, it's just not worth it.
Yeah,
it's not for a 41-year-old. Sorry.
I hear you. Surprisingly, I still feel like he might have some still solid trade value. I don't know about multiple number one picks, but
he would
trade value.
For sure.
Speaking of NBA trades, boy, it's that time of year, Randy, where after the finals draft, they start hitting to that free agency right up to the 4th of July, and they had their own NBA fireworks. Man, it's been popping. If there was a name that had sizzle, and this was kind of, I was telling the guys earlier on the other pod before we started, if your name had some sizzle, and I guess the situation just wasn't working out, and these GMs and owners are just showing like, hey, all right, I guess it ain't working out. We'll move you. I mean, Kawhi just got moved today. We seen LaMelo Ball get moved. John Morant got moved. Cats that got names, they got some sizzle, and I guess the situations they just came to a final crossroads, and just I guess GMs and owners and say, hey man, it's probably beneficial for both of us to move on, and that's kind of an overall theme I've been getting this off season. Randy is yeah, Kawhi, we love you, we appreciate you, but we're just not getting closer to the championship with you. And
yeah. So I think that was, first of all, I think it's really cool that he's going back to the Raptors.
I think it's dope.
Yeah, I think that is dope. I think that they are a team. I think that both teams made the right call in this case. I think that if you're the Raptors, you overachieved pretty significantly, but you did have a ceiling. I think this raises your ceiling significantly. You could win if Kawhi's healthy. You could win a title with this team. With Emmanuel Quickly, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Kawhi, like it's I don't expect them to win a championship.
No.
But I don't think it's out of the cards for them to either.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So you might as well make the move if you think that like the team is hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean they did give a lot of trouble to the team that ended up making the Eastern Conference Finals and beating the 1 seed. So, like there's something there.
Yeah.
And what they really needed was shooting. Kawhi is a great shooter, so you're getting that addition there. For the Clippers, they've been trying to get younger. They had the old man, the original Wayward Seniors Club, and they have since chipped away at it. They traded Harden, they traded Zubac.
George, all them boys. Yep.
Yeah. So they've been actively trying to get younger this past year and all that. And so it makes sense for them too. And I think their return was decent. Multiple firsts. Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram is a little older than I would have expected them to want. How old is he again?
I think he's probably about 30, 28 in there.
28. There. Okay, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good return for Kawhi, a return that I would be happy with for a player that's usually not healthy and is on the older side in his own right, and you're not going to win with the roster that you'd put around him. So youth rebuild, they also had the 5th overall pick. So it's a developing team. You got some nice young pieces to work with, and do something with some years down the road. The Raptors put them in a position to compete and address their biggest weakness. So I actually do really like this on both ends, and I the story just like it's cool that LeBron and Steph are going to play together and all that. Kawhi going back to the Raptors to try to help them win one more time is also cool. It's also cool, like NBA storytelling.
Nah, no doubt. I think I love the fact that he's going back, is because Kawhi comes off as a guy that he enjoys things that makes him happy, and I think he enjoyed his time in Toronto. I just think that he went to LA is because they offered him a lot of money that Toronto couldn't match.
Yep.
I'm just being honest, because I don't think he wouldn't have left if Toronto could have been able to match the offer sheet. But it is what it is. Hey, business is business. He had to get his coins. I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it wouldn't have made sense for the Clippers to pay him like that with not being able to do anything with him. And also, I think that it's a good time to point out just how much of a staple OG I.O.W is. He has now been a very important piece for 2 different title teams recently. He wins a title with the Raptors as the 2nd best player there, and then he gets traded to us, and then he helps us win a title. And it's like,
I didn't even realize that till you said it. He's a 2-time champ now. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And he wasn't the face of either team, but he was a very important part of both teams. And he could be the best perimeter defender in the NBA any given year. So,
And
shout out to OG Anunoby.
shout out OG. Okay, OG. I see you.
Yeah. No, if they hadn't traded OG and they were adding Kawhi with OG, like they would definitely be higher up on the title favorites list right now.
Nah, no doubt, no doubt. So I think that Kawhi trade made sense. The Ja Morant trade made sense. Obviously,
Okay. For both teams or for the Grizzlies specifically? What do you think?
I think it.
Because I have some thoughts on the Ja Morant trade.
The Ja Morant trade made sense for maybe more Portland because you finally get a actual some star power out there because Dame, even though he's bagging, that's not Dame. Whatever the possibility, whatever Ja Morant can be, can I guess you can sell the tickets on that. Now the team that's constructed isn't bad. They were scrappy last year, this last season.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is you're in the West, so I mean, unless your name is OKC or San Antonio, you're kind of not guaranteed to go too far. So I mean, it's look, Portland was a scrappy team. They overachieved. I mean, so I guess you're banking on the possibility if Ja Morant puts it all together, stays out the headlines, focuses on basketball, maybe he can bring that certain that playoff atmosphere back to Portland. I don't know if he does, because he hasn't even showed the ability to lead a team to actual winning.
Yes.
So I mean, but he did need that change of scenery.
Yeah. So no, I agree. So like I've been saying, and you've more or less been agreeing, I believe. Ja Morant had very little trade value, and he shouldn't have had much trade value. He's a small guard that can't shoot, and he always starts problems and gets himself off of the court for dumb, avoidable shit. And he also starts arguments with the team, with the front office, and it led to them doing this rebuild where they gave up Dylan Brooks and Triple J.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think any team would have been in their right mind giving anything substantial to get him. But if I'm the Grizzlies and the best offer that is available for him is that, I feel like I might as well have just kept him. Like, you're getting nothing for him. I get that he regressed significantly last year. He was bad last year, but you are much more likely to get a rejuvenated Ja Morant theoretically than for the two players whose names I don't even remember and no picks, not even a second. If that's your return, just keep Ja and see what you can do. Honestly,
I hear you. I did, because I've definitely been on the same wavelength with you about the trade value part, because I've always been a component and a big advocate, and I've been preaching it to the highest mountain I could on any sports content medium that Ja, get a jumper, get a midi, just give me a midi. Just give me a midi. Like, I think if Ja gets a midi, we're talking about he could possibly rival SGA if he gets a midi. I'm just
he's gonna need a 3-ball and a little bit better defense and a lot of things, but like it would be a step in the right direction.
He's a bigger threat offensively if he gets a midi. Not only that, I always told him to get a midi is because I want you to actually have a career, bro.
Yeah, no, he fucks up his knees with having to dunk all the time.
Well, because you
D-Rose.
Well, his durability shot is because he thinks he could jump over everybody. I'm like, you can't leap over everybody, man.
No, it's not good for a small guard to need to get to the rim all the time, like as his only way of scoring.
And
Yeah,
that
no, it's just bad. There's a lot of issues with Ja as a player. I do think that Portland. I do like it for Portland just because of how little they had to give to get him. Like,
they give it peanuts, bro.
yeah, they gave peanuts, so it's just like if you can unlock something in Ja and there was that little risk, yeah, fuck it. Like, fuck it. You have like a decent team, Danny Avdia, Drew Holiday,
Mhm.
Dame, Scoot Henderson,
Yeah,
Sharp. Like, this is not a bad team. And
they
then
did.
you add Ja, and then you see if what you can get out of him.
That's my point, Randy. The Trailblazers did enough to show that, yeah, we might be ahead of schedule on this rebuild.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so,
Yeah. And
when
like
you-
I agree. I like even if Ja ends up being good, I don't think this team is competing with OKC, the Spurs. I think the
oh,
Timberwolves are also in that same tier for me. Like you're not competing with those teams, with what the Portland currently has. But in a couple years, you could be. You add to this, you could be.
yeah, yeah. It's and that's why not to backtrack, but with the LeBron thing, if he goes to Golden State, I'm over here looking like off of the IQ, you can compete with OKC and San Antonio. Obviously, all your body's got to be able to be there.
Hmm.
But IQ wise, the knowledge wise, the experience wise, you can outsmart the young, vibrant, more athletic teams. Sometimes the brain always can sometimes beat the brawn. We've seen that fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The brain, literally outsmarting the brawn.
Yes.
So look, I'm also just kind of looking at how these teams are formating, or at least putting their squads together, and I'm like, can you compete with the two dogs at the top, especially in the West? Can you compete with there? In the East, it's just more like, I know who we got to worry about. Obviously, we got to worry about the Kings in New York, but other than that, can I compete with the rest of the boys in the East?
Yeah.
It's more of a wide open net of saying gauging where you're at in the East, because you really only got the real one.
Yeah. Like Portland, if they were in the East, could very comfortably make the playoffs, I believe.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. And
Yeah, they like past the play-in. I don't know how high they would go, like, but at least the 6th seed, absolutely on the table.
I hear you. Now, how are you feeling about the Melo trade, and how does that put the Timberwolves in this whole hierarchy in the West, and does it get them closer to closing that gap between OKC and San Antonio?
I think it does. I think it definitely does. I really like it for the Timberwolves. I do not like it at all for the Hornets. I think that the Timberwolves' main thing that they were missing was ball handling after Mike Conley, who's aging. And additional shooting, because Randall was very streaky.
Oh my god!
Gobert can't shoot at all, and like it was being carried quite a bit by Ant and Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, when he was on there, but he's your backup center. You took Naz Reid and you brought in LaMelo, and you're getting much better ball handling, and you're getting another good consistent shooter.
Yeah.
And I think this really does propel them into that next class. I don't think this team like obviously people are just going to look at Wemby and like that's the end of the discussion, but is this roster necessarily worse than the Spurs roster top to bottom? I don't think so. I really don't think so. You have LaMelo Ball now. You have Ant. You have Jaden McDaniels. You have what's his name? Oh my goodness. The guy they just gave a bunch of money to. They got him from the Bulls. Bulls depth chart. I hate when this happens. Desumo. I.O.W.
Okay.
Yeah.
And brain farts, bro.
Yeah. No, and Rudy Gobert, that's a nasty starting five. I think it could easily compete with the Spurs starting five. I think it could, especially with how Chet played in the playoffs. If you get that version of Chet, that can compete with OKC.
I think that is Chet. I'm gonna go on the record and saying that is Chet.
Yeah,
that's why
you've seen it twice now.
I was never sold on Chet, and this is what I was always worried about. I'm like, yeah, he'll give you the offensive skills, but he's gonna like that dog nature because he's getting dogged, and he's getting dogged on by a smaller dudes. So he damn sure gonna run away from the challenge of taking on the the big guys, and you're supposed to be defensive depoy runner up. Come on, man. Like,
yeah. No, exactly. And like Gobert was able to lock up Jokic. You could easily lock up Chet.
Man, he would.
So yeah. So I think this Timberwolves team is a very serious threat now. I get that LaMelo has his injury concerns, although he was pretty healthy last year. The fact that the Hornets, after the best year they've had maybe since the 90s, and I was really excited for this Hornets team. I thought that this Hornets team could easily be like the fourth best team in the East. I really thought like that highly of them.
And they blew it up.
Yeah, exactly. And I like Naz Reid a lot, but why you would take a top 10 point guard that's on your team, a big star, a big draw, who helped lead you to the best year you've had since the 90s, maybe the best like of any like serious note, who's also your main playmaker, who like why you would trade him now. And like people are saying like to sell high. I don't buy it. I feel like there's probably something that we don't know. My guess is that there are more injury concerns that they're worried about, or maybe some like obviously like the off court stuff with like driving. I don't agree with trading him even with that, but if the injuries are worse than we even know, then maybe I can understand it.
I'm leaning towards the off the court shit, because look, for those who don't know, yes, I'm a Kansas City born native, lived here until I was 14 years old. But most don't know, I spent the other half of my life down in Charlotte, North Carolina, down south. All right. Look, and I'm still tapped in with a lot of people down in Charlotte. Hey man, LaMelo, hey, got people shook the way he drive on the road. All right. I just, and I'm not saying it's just that, but he had a couple of accidents, some speeding tickets, and so it wasn't just one incident. It was a couple of them, and a few of them. And you're like, all right, man, like you gotta chill out, bro. Like, and so I think they're moving off of something that they feel is a liability, and he just didn't mature yet. And that's the sense that I'm coming off. Again, I'm this is not factual. This is just, y'all know how I get down on the show. I'm a dot connector. I'm just saying, like, all right, a guy that's showing immaturity issues, the same ones over and over, the same things, and they're probably looking at the way he conducts himself in interviews, because he's wild on these post-game interviews. Like, if you listen to him, he's wild. He's a wild boy.
Right.
So it's kind of like, hey, man, we ain't here for this bad boy, rock star image type shit for it.
Plus, I forget who it was whose leg he pulled at the end of it was the play-in game that they won. I forget which team they beat, but there was like some controversy that he pulled the leg and tried to hurt a player on the other team during that comeback win. Yeah. So I don't know, like it might be that, but like if that's the reason why, I think that's a pretty stupid reason personally. I think like the off-court issues are what they are, but as a player he is really good.
Oh, he is.
Matters more.
But I also think
he's also a big draw. Yeah. He is a huge like his name in drawing power far surpassed what he had done before his best year, which was last year.
Oh no, I'm with you. He's a needle mover.
Yeah.
The youth love him. The youth love LaMelo Ball. But I also look at it as I think the Hornets are just more comfortable with Brandon Miller. And like, he's going to give us the production, and he's going to be a lot quiet. And I think that's.
But is Brandon Miller going to be able to add the playmaking that LaMelo did? Because that's the big issue. Like
I hear
a
you.
big part of the reason why they were the best shooting trio in the NBA was because LaMelo was setting them up well. Khan is more of a movement shooter, catch and shooter. Is Brandon Miller going to be your main playmaker? I mean, the trade that I did like from them, the Miles Bridges trade, they moved off of him. They brought in Grayson Allen. So
Shooter.
Khan, Brandon Miller, Grayson Allen. Royce. They also brought in Royce O'Neal, Naz Reid,
Big body.
very, very good shooting group. But their playmaking is going to be suspect now, and that is going to affect the shooting of everybody.
I hear you, but if I'm just trying to look at this trade and all the moves that Charlotte's done, you're saying that you're going to trust Brandon Miller, and yeah, it's not going to be as flashy. It might be a little bit more boring, but is going to be the consistency, and I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking for quiet consistency, and no, because I'm a LaMelo Ball fan. I was like, okay, I like the way his game is going. He's starting to. I thought, like you said, having his best year this past year. I'm like, he might start to turn around. He might, because obviously, the question marks on his maturity is, all right. So if the game is getting better, that means he's focusing better. So I look, I hope the best for him. I was actually kind of shocked that Charlotte just decided to all right, let's blow this bitch up, and because, like you said, what they got in return is almost like they built a very blue collarish type of team, and. We've seen the type of blue collar type of NBA teams where it's going to get rough and rugged, and if we get enough offense, we might do some things around here, but we're gonna beat you up. So, I that's kind of, I guess, the identity that I kind of took away from what Charlotte's type of build. I don't know. They get the benefit of being in the East again. I just got to be honest. They get the benefit of being in the East. Where
that's true, and that's why I was as high on them as saying, like, there was a chance my prediction would have been the 4th seed in the East.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. Like, now there are too many question marks now. Like, I still think they'll be at least in the play-in again, but I don't think they will be as good as they were at the second half of last year. I thought they really did have something special.
Yeah.
And I don't like that they blew it up. But a team that made an even more baffling trade was the Suns taking in Miles Bridges, trading him like he was the prize, sending Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, and an unprotected first. I don't really get that. The Suns are also in purgatory. I really think they probably should start looking to blow it up. But instead they're trying to build a team to do something, and I just don't see that happening. And for Miles Bridges, I don't know. I don't really get that.
Boy, 2019 is so long ago for y'all Phoenix Suns, bro.
Yeah, no, for real. They were in the finals.
They were on the brink of winning the championship to just being probably one of the poorly ran. Well, I mean, I don't know what the hell that fluke shit season they had last year, but it didn't even matter because once they got to the playoffs,
exactly. Right. And like, if that's the thing, like if your ceiling is winning the play-in and just getting your asses stomped out, maybe do what the Clippers are doing and start your rebuild. So
rebuild, yeah, let's wrap this shit up, B. Like, we ain't gonna do that. Nah, cause we ain't gonna. You just can't sit there and just act like, oh yeah, man, we had such a great season. Oh, we did what nobody expected us to do. Hey man, but how that playoff game? Yeah, we got our ass kicked though, but it's all good. Oh, we did. Hey man, we defied the odds, the expectations.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're just gonna be in purgatory.
Hey, I had him on funky ass participation trophy. I don't care about that shit, man.
Also, speaking of potential, so a couple of other smaller moves, or big to me. The Knicks bringing back Jose Alvarado removing his option on his deal, bringing back Landry Shamet, that does mean that one player is potentially still on the market now, and probably at the top of the center market. The Lakers do need a center. I know that they have been interested in him. What are your thoughts on potentially bringing in Mitchell Robinson to the Lakers?
I mean, he ain't DeAndre Ayton, so I'll take him. God damn it.
Okay. All right.
And I tried my best to like DeAndre Ayton. I really did. And I'm talking about not just him as a Laker. I tried to like him as just an NBA player. I tried. And I don't know. He's getting jobs left and right because the guy is still a 7 foot. But the guy is, to me, is just a whole bunch of potential. It could have been something great, and he just won't tap into it. But you'll go get go get a chain says dominating, and then proceed to get swept later on that night. But sure, and I hope you real icy with that motherfucker, bro. That was crazy. My man got a chain said dominating, and then proceeded to get dominated the whole series and swept.
Yeah, no, it's not the best choice of night to do that.
Oh, his timing's fucking impeccable, bro.
Yeah.
Like, his timing is impeccable to get that chain. Like, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. Let me go get the playoff words. It just ain't dominating. No, it's dominating. Like my last name, Aiton. Yeah. That's dope, ain't it? I bet he thought he was coming up with the most flyest shit in the world when he came up with that chain. He was in the bathroom and went, hey boy, they can't fuck with you with this dominating chain, bro. No, it ain't domination, no. This my motherfucking last name, dominating. What you know about? Ain't nobody got this. Yeah, no.
Yeah, says all of that to the mirror, walks out, proceeds to get swept.
To get swept. Ain't that a bitch, man? So I'll take Mitchell Robinson because I know I'm going to get a guy that's going to put in the effort. And is he going to be an offensive killer? No, that's not what you bring him in. You bring in him to regulate the fucking paint. As in,
protection.
Exactly.
The best offensive rebounder in the NBA.
Hey, the rebounding, because you're going to need the second and third sometimes opportunities to give Luka the points, get him the shots. You're going to need that for your when you are going to be void of somebody like LeBron James, you're going to have to do the small things. You're going to have to steal possessions. You're going to have to get the offensive rebounds. You're going to have to out hustle the other team because your offensive capabilities are limited, and you have to do the small things that most people want. Shit that's not going to show up on the stat sheets to outplay, out hustle, out dirty, out muck it up. You're going to have to, ain't nothing going to be finesse about it because it's going to be ugly. You're going to have to win ugly basketball games when you are limited on your offensive side like that. And Mitchell Robinson has shown us time and time again, he loves to play some damn muck up basketball.
Yeah.
And I'm with it.
The refs saved Dyson Daniels from getting fucked up by him.
But let's be honest, that's the point of sometimes what happens when you're a champ. Can't keep everybody. You're just gonna have to
I know, and it sucks. I will miss him greatly. But it doesn't look like he's willing to take a pay cut like some of the other ones were. Like Landry Shamet was, like Jose was, and it's fine. It's fine. Is how great is the market for the worst free throw shooter in the NBA? Is that what I would say to him if I was doing the negotiations with him to try to bring him back? That's probably what I would say.
Absolutely. But Randy, this is what. All right.
But it doesn't mean I don't love him. I do still. He's great at the things he's great at.
Yeah. Hey, I know it's been a minute since you won your Super Bowls. All right. So I know it's been a minute since you've been in this seat.
Yeah.
Hey, You just gotta roll with it, and you gotta put faith in your front office because they already because you got faith in them because they won for you. All right.
Not
So
since Leon Rose took over. Yeah.
so just keep it there until they show you otherwise. All right.
Yeah.
Because fact of the matter is, you're going to always have that player on the team that just won the championship and says, all right, well, not that that's checked off the list. Time to get paid. It's always going to be that one person on the team. It just happens to be Mitchell in this point.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. He feels like, hey, I was there and, dealing with a lot of bullshit and had to get out the mud till we got this Larry O'Brien, bro.
Yeah. No, he was the longest tenured.
Hey.
So it is what it is. But if he goes to the Lakers and gets paid, or if he goes anywhere and gets paid, I know that the Lakers were like the one team that's been in big talks for him. But if he goes anywhere and gets paid, as long as it's not a rival team, I'll be happy for him.
If you go to Boston, you will piss off that fan base so quick, bro.
Yeah, no, I will not be happy for him if he goes to Boston. I will all the things I'll say about him. All the shit talking.
Mitchell.
Oh, I'll be so happy when I see that hack of Mitch.
Hey, Mitchell. Come here.
Don't pull a Saquon.
Come here. Don't you dare pull a Saquon Barkley on these damn Knicks fans. You think they will find you. And what? Do that shit if you want to, Mitchell. I'm just letting you know that you better be ready to have your head on a swivel at all times. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
He saw what we can do up close.
That's my point. Like, you saw how they got down when you was on the team. You mess around and go to Boston and go back and try to come in the MSG with that funky ass green and white on if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yeah. No Celtics, no 76ers, no Pacers. Don't try that shit with us.
Don't do it, Mitchell.
Although at least the second two teams don't really need centers, so we might be safe. But
right.
maybe depth centers. But willing it out of the universe. And just to talk a little bit, so because the Heat just brought in Tim Hardaway Jr. to add some shooting, which is nice. It's a little piece, not a needle mover.
That's probably all they can afford, bro.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue. Like, what we can talk, I guess, like free agent moves that they can make. I don't really think they're in a position to trade for anybody else right now. I don't think they have anything worth offering to anybody. But free agents, I still think they need a shooting point guard. I think Kobe White or Colin Sexton are both free agents. Those might be some nice pieces to bring in for them. I don't know how much they move the needle either, but it would be something to add.
I think the needle moves are pretty much starting to dry out. There's not too many names out there that I can really see that'll end up on a different team that'll move a needle. Obviously, they're waiting for the LeBron move, so that's a needle.
If they had known LaMelo Ball was available, that might have been something worth shooting for. Although I don't think that they would have been able to beat the offer that the Hornets got for him.
Oh, see the Hornets. I think the Hornets have already been shopping LaMelo. They was just making sure how greasy can we get this pig. I think they were really trying to fatten the return on it as best as possible. So they took their time on that one. But so I don't think I think teams knew LaMelo was available. They just
apparently teams had reached out to them when it become clear that he was available. That's the rumors that I had heard so far.
If you're Denver, no, I was gonna say if you're Denver, if you move Jamal Murray, that might move a needle, but I don't.
What would the Heat be able to give for him? Because they're like, he was just an all-star. He's coming off his best year. That's gonna be a lot.
Well, that
was a champion with them.
That's why I backed off of that, because I'm like, no, the compensation. If I'm Denver, I gotta I got to get some nice compensation
Third
because
team All NBA, like that's gonna bring in like a decent haul.
I see that's the thing. I can't other I don't see any
Devin
other.
Booker was one that I thought of because I think the Suns should start looking to blow it up, but I don't really know what they would give the Suns in exchange for him. That'd be worth it. I don't know how they would salary match it. You know, like you'd throw Davion Mitchell in there.
Mhm.
After that, like who Nikola Jovic would probably get thrown in there. I don't even like they'd probably have to I don't know what the roster would look like after that. Like just to get to the point of salary matching.
Yeah, because you pretty much not gutted at that point.
Yeah.
Um,
And
no,
you don't have a lot of picks anymore.
I mean unless Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, maybe Joel Embiid.
I don't know if it would make sense to bring in another center. I think the front court is fine. It's the back court that needs
Oh
the
no,
help.
I'm just speaking out loud of actual needle movers because there's been a lot of
Okay.
things that's just been moved this whole offseason.
Yeah.
I don't see too many big names out there needle movers that's going to get moved anymore.
Yeah, I think all the big ones are
Pretty much.
or the biggest ones that we
Yeah.
were expected to get moved are done already.
I mean, like I said, if Embiid and the Sixers finally move off each other and feel like they've beat their crossroads and just feel like nah, it just ain't gonna happen with us as a combo. And I'm gonna say this: I think they should business wise, they should move off. But it's like, damn, after all that trust in the process that y'all did with Joel Embiid, nah, fuck that. See this shit all the way through, bro.
Right.
Let him retire as a Sixer, bro. Like, because
Yeah.
I literally spent like damn near 4 or 5 years literally severely tanking. And he was part of that process. And like,
Yeah. Right. I mean, also if I'm a team, I'm just probably not looking to trade for Joel Embiid. No, with his health being the way it is, not showing up for playoff games, et cetera, et cetera.
ain't nobody-
I mean, Harden is technically a free agent, but for the same reason, I thought it was dumb for the Cavaliers to trade for him. I certainly don't think the Heat should be trying to bring him in.
no,
Um,
I'm over James Harden as a basketball fan.
yeah, right, exactly. Like, again, trying to win now. Don't bring in James Harden for winning purposes.
Never bring in James Harden for winning purposes.
Gary Trent Jr. is available. Anthony Simons is available. Like, yeah, like there's just not DeMar DeRozan. Like, there really just isn't much that you could add to this team unless you bring in LeBron. LeBron would be the one thing to do it because you wouldn't have to trade for him. But
yeah,
that's kind of it. And you know, I still think you need a shooting point guard. Even if you do that, so not a lot of options for them. It's Kobe White and Colin Sexton might be it.
To be honest, if Miami goes against LeBron, he is their shooting guard. I mean, he goes back to his natural position of being the offense.
Well, his natural position is small forward, and they have Norman Powell, who's now their best shooter.
But what I'm saying is LeBron James could be the primary ball and he could get back to that.
Oh, yeah, right. He could functionally play point guard. So yeah, you're right. He could do that. And like just have him be the one to take the ball up and down the court, handle the ball, all that. And then a lot of pick and roll to Giannis.
Yeah. And then when he wants to get his, he won't come down the court with the ball. That'll be when Norman comes down the court.
Mm-hmm.
And then let LeBron get to his spot on the block and do a couple moves or whatever. But I don't know how it's going to go, how it's going to get constructed. But man, just one thing that I can say about it's probably been the most craziest, wildest, wonkiest NBA offseason that I've seen in quite a long time. I've never seen so many guys that had some sizzle to their name on the back of the jersey get moved in the offseason. Like,
yeah, within a really short amount of time.
Oh my goodness. It's been like domino after domino just dropping. And it's like some we knew were coming and some just like, oh, okay. Sounds like y'all already just break up. Okay.
Yes, no warning.
No warning. Like, motherfucker, I don't even like you no more. Oh, okay. I guess we're done.
The last one I can't believe we missed him. The last one is Jaylen Brown. If we know that the Celtics have been willing to shop him. The question is, would the Heat have any possible way of giving the Celtics enough to bring in Jaylen Brown? And the answer is probably not.
I think the Celtics are literally just blowing smoke.
You think they're going to end up keeping him after all this? Do you think Jaylen Brown's going to like that? Do you think he wouldn't eventually just force himself off, knowing the team is trying to get rid of him? Because we know for a fact he was thrown into the Giannis offer.
Oh, you would be an idiot not to.
No, I agree. I don't think the Celtics were wrong for doing that. But if you're Jaylen Brown, I think that you want to be on another team knowing that.
Look, I'm just going to
you carried the team to the 2nd seed without Tatum.
I hear you.
They do that.
Well, let's put everything. All right, so let's step back for a second. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my thing. We were having this conversation on Ball and Buds before we got on here too. So Jaylen Brown is very, he's not a dummy. He's a smart individual, very, very intelligent, and by all accounts, seems very mature in majority of NBAers. That's fair to say. And I think he understands the business part of this because he does, in fact, have a lot of degrees in relation to business and honesty because he's a smart individual, right?
He is also the guy that went on to a stream, the streaming site, to complain about the refs after he lost and say that he is partially responsible for the reason that there was a rift anyway. And I don't blame him for saying anything that he said, but
see, but
I don't know if maturity is the best thing to throw on him right now.
Well, hold on. I'm in agreement. Probably dropping on the stream. I don't know if that's the best platform you want to do it, but hey, it's 2026. Athletes got podcasts, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and they got streamings, whatever. And there's a good money in that for that shit too. And
sure. Yeah, no, of course, definitely get your bag on all your sites.
So to be honest,
that.
Yeah, it is just another avenue of income. So
yeah, it's just the things he's choosing to complain about the refs.
No, I hear you, but he's getting paid pretty handsome. He'll take that fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think with Jaylen Brown, him being very aware of himself and how the business works, all this mess going on, that's par for the course, man. I just think that the Celtics are doing what most teams are doing, and it's checking out the temperature on your superstars. Because at the end of the day, this ain't the first year that we didn't have trade talks about one of these guys getting moved. This ain't the first time. My thing is at some point in time, you got to decide how long is he going to have his highest value. And I think his highest value for Jaylen Brown is actually right now.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yes.
Because of the fact that of what he was able to do without JT. And you would be an idiot of a GM or an owner not to at least answer the calls. You'd be an idiot.
No, I agree with that for sure. My question is, if the Celtics, I don't think should get rid of him.
So,
in my opinion, I think that the things that were the reasons why he would be considered to be moved are relatively minor.
Minor as hell.
He had an MVP caliber year, second team All NBA,
mm-hmm.
carried your team to the second seed after the roster had been blown up, and you lost Jason Tatum. He is a former finals MVP for you and was the best player on a championship team for you only a couple of years ago. I think it's stupid from their end. I don't know if it is from Jaylen Brown's end, because I think Jaylen Brown does. I think the fact that he said that his favorite season was last season does imply he wants to be the one on a team. I think that he sees himself as able to do that. He just showed that he was able to carry a team to the second seed that was much better than any of the teams that Tatum was the lead guy. I'm sorry, was much worse than any of the teams that Tatum was the lead guy for. And he was able to bring them just as far. He was the best player on the team they won the title with. I think Jaylen Brown is looking at all of that and is like, why can't I be the one? Why is it just accepted that Tatum is better than me? I was the finals MVP for our title team. I carried a team that was worse than any of the teams that Tatum got a chance to lead. Tatum was coddled in a lot of the teams that I was a part of with him in that finals run. And maybe I'm kind of adding my own criticisms of Tatum into this, but in that finals series, Tatum was like the fourth best player on that team. He was entirely carried up until Game 5, including by Brown, Drew Holiday, and Derek White. So if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm looking at all of that and being like, there are options for me to be the lead guy somewhere. And I think that I'm good enough to be the lead guy. And this team clearly doesn't value me that much because they're shopping me. Yeah, maybe they should be, but I'm Jaylen Brown. I'm not the front office. That's not my concern.
Yeah.
So I think that if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm like, okay, trade me somewhere where I can be the lead guy. And I think that he can, if he demands the trade, then they'll trade him. And the problem is
they shouldn't do it.
You have to find a team that would make sense to go on that you could do something with. And you could go to the Heat, but why would the Celtics trade you to the Heat? What are they going to give back? They have nothing. Well, they're not. They have Giannis, Bam, and Norman Powell, none of which are going to be included in that. And then everything else is, G Leaguers, and like maybe 2 picks left.
Well, I mean, so.
I'm sorry. I've thrown a lot of shade at Andrew Wiggins. I think Andrew Wiggins is fine, but I'm sorry. Or is it Aaron Wiggins? Which Wiggins do they have?
I don't fucking know. They got Andrew.
They got Andrew Wiggins. Yeah. Okay. So Andrew Wiggins is nice, but like, I keep leaving him out of that. He's done nothing wrong, but they're not going to trade him either, or maybe they will actually. I mean, bring in a small forward for a small forward. Maybe. Damn. No. Okay. You throw in Davion Mitchell and Wiggins into that deal, some picks. Still probably not enough. They're gonna want more than that.
Well, my thing is, if I'm Boston, why would I trade him now? Because, like we just talked about, a lot of the musical chairs are drying up. A lot of these players are ended up in landing spots, and it's kind of like, okay, so if a lot of these players that would make sense to get in exchange or in return for Jaylen Brown, and there a lot of these people are not there, I just don't think the compensation of what you would get for Jaylen Brown would be out here right now in the NBA.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like, this is what I guess I'm speaking with the assumption that Jaylen Brown will eventually force one. If he doesn't, if he's willing to stay on the team, then I would agree the Celtics should not trade him. So I think it depends more on Brown than it does on them. But if they decide to trade him and he doesn't force it, I think that would be very stupid on their end. I think they would have taken a team that not undoubtedly, but very likely the second best in the East, and blown it up for basically no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't I think you're right that they're very unlikely to get a return back that really is worth Jaylen Brown.
Hey, they probably better off, if not wait until trade deadline, but probably next offseason if they're really serious about doing it, even though it does contradict what I said earlier, because I does think I do think that his highest value is right now. It's just that, just look at the timeline of everything. Like any person or any competition that you were going to get back to keep your window of being a championship team open, to still be competitive, still not skip a beat, keep everything the main thing. Those players are, I don't think they're out there anymore. And the other ones, if I'm a good team and I got one of those guys, and he's pretty much all I got, and I'm building around him, why would I give him up for you?
Right.
I'm just kind of like, I just think the options have dried up for the Celtics, and if they were going to move him, they should have moved him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just timeline of everything with all the names that have been moved within the last week and a half. He should have been at the beginning of that list. He should have been, if not before Giannis, right after Giannis. He should have been one of the names moved.
Yeah, that would have been the time.
That would have been the time. It's kind of like, all right, the needle movers are drying up. So, yeah, man, I just don't. Now, if he truly wants to be a number one, I mean, obviously, there's going to be either a franchise that has somewhat of some talent there and a shit ton of picks to give Boston in exchange.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Hornets have been, especially now that they freed up the money that they were giving to LaMelo, have been a potential option. I know Portland, although they just traded for Ja, so their salary situation may not make sense for that anymore. The Hawks, because he's from Atlanta. Yeah. These are all teams that are like play-in-ish to low playoff caliber teams that he could be the hero for, and that would make some sense on his end, but I just don't know contract wise and all of that if it makes sense. And I still don't really know if any of those teams could give the Celtics enough to make it worth it to lose Jaylen Brown. And I don't think it makes sense to lose Jaylen Brown still, but if they don't agree, they have to see what they can get for him. And I don't know. I don't know what kind of hauls are, like you said, are still available.
Yeah. All right. Hey, study long, you study wrong, man. You got to be, you gotta be quick on some of these things when it comes to these GMs, man. You can't be pussyfooting around, man. You want your guys, you got to go get them. Just got to go get them and deal with the consequences and the financial situations after the fact. But you just got to go get them, man. But yeah, man. Hey, man, that's how we do it, man. Every Tuesday, man. Appreciate you, Randy, man. That's good shit, man. Good combo. It's time of the year, man. We get a lot of content to talk about NBA because they always give us the fireworks this time of the year to talk free agency, trades, draft, finals, all that within the last pretty much 3 weeks. So they give us a lot of explosions in a short amount of time. So shout out to the NBA for always, being that nice little stopgap, give us that ode to, hey, summer's here. So, appreciate NBA. A lot of content that you provided for us to talk about tonight. But hey, man, we gonna get up out of here. Y'all know what it is. If you need some audio needs, talk to the bro right there, Randy Weber. Go ahead to Panther on Acid Productions on Instagram. All right. Hook you up with all your audio needs that you need and have you sounding real crispy, real professional like you did. Y'all know what it is. You always catch me here every Tuesday rapping with me on some sports tip. Y'all want to, chop it over with me. Going over to my Twitter page, KC Wildcard Mar. That's where I have all the content at, and of course, I.O.W Sports Network on all social media platforms. You see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Other than that, man, we're going to get up out of here. It's been a great show. And until the next time, man, the champs, I love saying it, the champs. My man knows how it feels. He's still on high, I know. Still on high. Hey, matter of fact, before we get, is the city still buzzing? I know y'all still are.
Yeah. it's still just Knicks stuff everywhere. I'm still seeing like jerseys,
say,
shirts, merch, statues. I just saw one just awesome like shop with just Nick statues and stuff. It's still cool. It's such a nice unifying just bright city brightener that we just all have now. Just everyone's in a decently better mood from our normal standard of New York City's normal standard.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers probably saying hi to each other on the streets for once. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. We could say that and not get into a fight. It's crazy.
Not get to fight. Hey, bro. Hey, dog, y'all going crazy with that blue and orange. Go Knicks. Hey, go Knicks. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of saying hi to someone, I'll just say Knicks in 5, and they won't be like, "The fuck is you looking at?" And it's a nice calm, a nice peace.
Hey, see that? See what happens when you win a championship in your city? It puts everybody in a happier mood, bro. Even got the New Yorkers feeling all like united and shit. Look at y'all.
Jubilated.
Jubilated. Hey, man, y'all keep enjoying that. Y'all keep living it up, New York. You supposed to enjoy that shit. Hey, man, we ain't going to take away from the consistent celebration that y'all got going on. But, man, we going to get up out of here, man. Oh, man, until next Tuesday. Randy Weber, Wildcard Mark. We out here, man. Champs out.
Yeah. Silent Hill TD, yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wildcard Mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wildcard Mark. We about to